Hero is going for retro with the 200T's design. Therefore, the round headlamp, the flat one-piece handlebar, the raked-out stance, and the exposed instrumentation. Is it a great design? I personally don't think so. But it is a polarizing one. And if it is polarizing, it will be talked about, which in itself is something Hero will be happy about. The headlamp, the instrumentation, the switchgear, the fuel tank, the tail, and the tail lamps are all identical to the Xpulse 200. But there are differences. The 200T runs 17-inch alloys draped in sporty-looking MRF rubber. There's a tire-hugging front mud guard. The side panels and foot pegs are different. And the handlebar is flatter too. Like the Xpulse 200, the 200T gets fully digital instrumentation with 2 trip computers, Bluetooth cell phone pairing for turn-by-turn navigation, switchgear with engine kill and pass-by switches, an LED headlamp and tail lamps. Additionally, thanks to alloy wheels, the T runs on tubeless tires. The engine and gearbox on the 200T are exactly the same as the Xpulse. But instead of fuel injection, the T runs on a carburetor. The 200T has the same exact chassis as well. But there are more mechanical differences between the two rather than just different sized rims and differently treaded tires. Rear suspension and swing arm on the 200T is from the Extreme 200. It uses a completely new front fork. The 200T has a sharper rake and shorter trail compared to the Xpulse. And it has a lower seat height. The ground clearance is much lower, as well. The first thing that struck us about the 200T after jumping off the Xpulse was the difference in seating neatos. The handlebar is lower, as is the seat. The foot pegs have been repositioned as well. This makes the 200T more accessible, particularly for shorter riders. It also makes the bike feel more manageable and easier to chuck around. The handling too is nicer on the T, where the Xpulse felt lazy and slow to turn in. The 200T feels agile and alert. It requires less effort at the handlebar compared to the Xpulse to flick it from side to side. And that means it's nicer to ride both around twisters and through traffic. The suspension travel might be lesser on the 200T, but it hasn't affected its ride for the worse. Sure, the Xpulse is better at flattening almost everything. But unless the pothole is too deep, or the bump has a cliff-like edge, or you completely misread a tall speed breaker, the 200T stays flat and comfortable. But if you happen to live out any of the above-mentioned scenarios, the T's front end will bottom out. And its rear will kick. TH200T can't match the Xpulse's performance either. The gap isn't huge, but the change in fueling, tire sizes, and the final drive ratio between the motorcycles has blunted the T's performance in comparison to the Xpulse. The T also vibrates more, which again is possibly because all 3 touch points, handlebar, foot pegs, and the seat, are different on the 2 bikes. Like we said at the start, Hero is playing the retro card with the 200T. It wants to offer an easy-to-ride, commute-centric machine, which can also manage short road trips. And the bike can do it all with varying degrees of competency. But it has a polarizing design, which may or may not work for the bike. Plus, the design apart, it doesn't bring anything significantly new or exciting to the table. Unlike the Xpulse 200, which makes a brilliant case for those looking to go off-road, we can't see a single USP working in the